Welcome, everyone, to the wildly opinionated news hour. Gary is with me. This is Todd's world, and I am the aforementioned Todd. Welcome,
That's what I'm going to call you from now on.
the
The
aforementioned Todd.
aforementioned Todd.
Or as Allie said, I should start using the Todd father.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Good call, Allie. Does she listen to
Welcome,
our show?
everyone.
Or does she think we're obnoxious?
She enjoys parts of it. She doesn't
Okay.
listen to it all.
Okay.
I keep threatening to someday make her my assistant and make her take over when I make a little money, take over the clips and stuff so I can
Oh, my
have a
gosh.
life.
There you go.
By the way, I had a TikTok clip that kind of took off this week. I mean,
Yes.
for me, not for like your average person, not for like a viral person. Like I think I'm at 12,000 views or something. But compared to what
That's
TikTok has
good.
allowed us to do in times past, it was pretty good.
Yeah, usually
And you know what it
TikTok
was on?
strangles it. It was on not caring about Savannah
Because I don't
Guthrie's.
care about Savannah Guthrie. And all the comments, they all agreed with me. They were like, well, thank God somebody's finally saying this. Can we normalize this real talk?
Yeah, they really did. It was great.
I'm like, dude, this real talk is normalized all the time on Todd's World. Come on.
That's what we're here for.
That's why I'm trying to help people. So if you're new to the show, welcome. I hope that we
Oh, yeah, we might
gained
have
a
some
few.
new people.
Yeah, I hope we gained some people.
Because they don't care
And
about Savannah Guthrie's mom.
yeah, well, we're gonna find out. You're gonna find all kinds of things I don't care about.
This
You're
is
gonna
true.
be like, this is the best show ever. You don't
This
care
is
about
true.
anything.
Yeah. You're allowed. You know what's great about it? You're allowed to care about what you want to care about here. That's
Exactly.
all. It's all about freedom, Todd father.
The Todd father.
Yeah.
Carrie, we got to get you one too. A little
Hello.
handle. I don't know what. I'm not
We'll
great at
think on that.
handles. I'll ask Allie about that one too.
Yes, ask Allie. Don't ask your
Allie, the
house
handle
guest
girl.
right now. He's
I
not
don't see
allowed
much
to.
Allie when our good buddy Will's over. You know, I think he might come on and join us one of these days. I'm sensing a little bit of openness from our former partner from a couple years ago, William.
Yes.
To come on and join us for news, guest on the show or whatever he wants to do. So
I sometimes think that he says he doesn't listen, but I feel like he listens to everything we put out there.
listen to everything. Like
It's like a closet.
he's in his house, just
Todd's
like
World fan. No, not a closet. I wasn't making it weird.
making notes.
I just think he listens and then tells us, nah, I didn't catch the show.
So listen, guys, if you're new to the show, we do Wildly Opinionated News Hour on Tuesdays. We drop. We're actually recording on Saturdays, so we're a little before that. And then we do Beers with Jesus, which is our we walk through the stories of the Bible. I guess I'd call it religious. It's not wildly. I mean, it is, I guess, religious because we're talking about Christianity. We're talking about the Bible.
True.
But it's not like your typical church, like sermons or homilies, or it's just not that kind of thing.
It's not a preachy
Carrie
show.
compared it to a book club, but now see, book club to me doesn't have a great connotation. But
Oh.
for the people who like book clubs, okay, we'll take that.
I was going to say, I love my book club, but the reason I said it's like it's like a book discussion, and the Bible is the book we're discussing. Does that sound better? A book discussion?
Fun.
Book analysis.
I mean, listen, it's like Carrie and I having a kind of it's more Bible study-ish, even though we're kind of wide open.
But without a workbook.
No workbooks.
Todd's very anti-workbook.
I hate workbooks. Listen.
Yep.
If people die, just get on with your life. You don't need a grief work. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. Yeah, you have to go back a ways to understand that one he pulled out. Oh, gosh.
Just saddle up, pick up a shovel, and go garden or something.
There you go.
You'll be fine.
That's good.
You
That's
didn't need them anyway.
It's good grief work. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. Our grief continues, man. We just lost a kitty.
Oh, geez.
Rip.
Now,
Rip,
that is
Sasha.
something to be sad about. Like, you losing a human's one thing, but losing a cat, that is sad.
Oh, no, we're good.
So,
but it's Valentine's Day today.
It is. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Valentine's Day.
It won't be when you're listening, but
yeah,
at least you'll know that we celebrated. And I got the lovely Nikki some flowers today. Look at me go.
Did you? You did this morning? You planned ahead?
Yeah.
I love that. Good job.
I went out and got some flowers. Will's like, I can't believe you're already up. Like, I'd been up, ready to do the show. I've been looking through clips, trying to it's all over out there. Like I find so there are weeks where I find it hard to find a cohesive thread through kind of the news. It's just like
It's tough.
kind of randomness everywhere.
One
There's lots of stories, but they're just all kind of randomly intersecting and weaving and
well, everyone who's new to the show is gonna be impressed by how you do it because, like, somehow
Hall
you
of Fame
segue
level.
into stuff. But before we get off the Valentine's Day topic, I just wanna say, go look up the SNL skit about the, gift the CVS gifts. It's
I
this
don't know if I know that
really,
one.
like, serious commercial about your long-term girlfriend, and, you've got this and
Oh,
it's time to get her a
that's
gift.
funny.
Find something at CVS. It's, like, showing, like, the $1.99 heart
It is.
pendants at CVS. It's hysterical.
Remember is it's a Christmas one that's an old SNL one that was Dick in a Box.
Oh,
Remember
yes,
that?
the
That was
musical
so
one.
funny. They had like presents.
I love that song. It's
I
hysterical.
don't think Saturday Night Live's funny that much anymore.
They're getting funny again.
Are they getting funny
Oh,
again?
yes, they are.
I haven't watched them. I haven't
They're
watched them
coming
in a
back.
long time,
The
but
clips, like, I'm starting to see clips, and I'm liking everything I'm
you're
seeing
laughing
lately. It's
again.
really fun, yeah.
You're bringing back laughter.
They're bringing back laughter. They're laughing like, you know what? They're just not caring like they
They
were
don't care
caring.
about
They were
Savannah
caring too
Guthrie.
much.
They've got like
Yep.
skits now of Savannah huddled in her house,
No, I don't think it's
her
appropriate to
mom's
mock
body in the trunk of
that.
a car.
God.
So
I'm gonna make
so
you edit that out.
listen, guys,
Yeah.
to finish promoting Todd's World, which is the
Mhm.
reason we're all here. No.
Ah! Yes.
We do Wildly Opinionated News Hour on Tuesdays, where we talk all things news, politics, cultural stuff, whatever. It's not
Mhm.
all politics. And then we do Beers with Jesus, which is more our religion. We just walk through the stories of the Bible. We find it entertaining. I think you will too.
Mhm.
You should join us. That's on Wednesdays. So those are our two podcasts during the week. You can find merch and stuff soon, books and audiobooks at toddsworld.net. We're getting very close to that. By the end of the month, I
Cool.
expect we'll have a big kind of grand opening on toddsworld.net,
Exciting.
but that's where you're going to want to go for everything. We got lots of
Nice.
stories out there. And join us. Send a clip to a friend. You'll find clips all over. Currently, I'm still hacked out of my own Facebook, but on every other social media, whether it's X or YouTube or Rumble or I don't know, we're on everything, I
It's been
believe.
like a month. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I just don't care enough to make a new one. I figure at some point they'll get it back to me.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe they won't.
You know what's great? Now there are so many, you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
See, you're
Whatever.
just like a go with the flow kind of guy.
Exactly.
This is
So
the least stressful news you're going to hear all week.
So, did you watch last weekend was the Super Bowl? Did you watch the Super Bowl? Did you watch the Super because there was a lot of kerfuffle about Super Bowl halftime show. One named Bad Bunny, some
Yeah,
illegal immigrant that
I was going to
hopped over the
say,
border.
I hope we're not talking about Bad Bunny today, but I actually
What'd you think?
I caught the
Did you
halftime
like it or
show.
you didn't like it or what was your general opinion?
I liked the overall, like the overall vibe of it seemed really like fun and light. I liked the theatrical set. It kind of looked
It
like a
did.
Broadway set. I liked that.
Kind of looked like
Um,
Mexico.
I don't know his music. It sounded okay. It's not my style, but I just was frustrated that it's like if you're going to sing everything in Spanish to a mostly English speaking audience, I feel like you should have subtitles for us. Like, give me a break. So I was frustrated
Did you
about.
suffer through the whole thing?
I watched it. I was
You did.
washing dishes like from the other room. I was watching it.
I did not. I watched
I
some
did.
of it and I switched over, TPUSA, which is
Yeah, I actually
the
didn't know about that.
former Charlie Kirk's former organization
Yeah.
that has now been completely co-opted by Erica
I was
Kirk,
going to
frankly.
say it's been hijacked, but okay.
But they had their own halftime show
Yeah.
and
And you
or
love
kind of
Kid
an
Rock.
alternative. I love Kid Rock.
Yeah.
He was in the show. They also had who they have Brantley Gilbert and Lee
Oh,
Bryce.
okay.
And then Gabby Barrett, she did a pretty good job. But I will say we went kind of back and forth.
Mhm.
Like Lauren was over here and like the Super Bowl halftime show was just horrid. It was so cringe. So then we switch over to that and then that was kind of cringe too. until we got to Kid, I like Kid Rock, and that was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And he did that. He had an extra verse but I will say
That
this:
was
they
cool.
had like 15 million people they got away from the Super Bowl, so I think that's pretty good for a Super Bowl alternative halftime.
It's fine. I'm just frustrated about everybody's panties in a twist over Bad Bunny doing the halftime show. It's like we have non-Americans performing in the halftime show of Super Bowls all the time. Like, I don't know why
We do.
everyone's
Who?
flipped out over it. Mm,
Rihanna? I
mm,
mean, she's an American. She
Rihanna,
came from
Paul
wherever.
McCartney, um,
Yeah, they're
the
American. They live in America. Doesn't even Paul McCartney live in America?
well,
Has he
maybe,
lived in America forever?
but
Bad Bunny's from
Bad Bunny
America
lives in
too.
America. That's what I'm saying. Like,
One
everyone's
would think he could speak English.
there's like a whole yeah, I wish I that was my number
This to
one
me was
complaint.
a giant middle finger by the NFL to its own fan base. I don't know why you do that. Why would I
I don't know
try to build a fan base for Todd's World
why is
and
it a
then give
middle
them the
finger?
ultimate middle finger
Why is it a
by
middle
being
finger,
like,
though?
I don't care what we're going to show you a foreign language halftime show.
The
How
language
do
part
you
bothered me. Also,
know what
can
I
I say
mean?
one more thing? Everybody I have 2 more things to say. One more thing. Well, one thing is everyone's so pissed about the the twerking and the attitude of
I
the
like the
dancers
twerking.
and all that. Well,
More twerking.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. They're acting like that's never happened before. Oh my gosh. Like, it to me, no, it's not wholesome, but they didn't do it any worse or any differently than any other acts that have come before them that have a bunch of short shorts, boobs out, dancing, dancers.
That
I
didn't
I'm not
necessarily.
offended by that at all. It's like it's always like that.
It
It's
was the
always like
obvious. It was the obvious pandering to an. It was almost anti-American because it pandered so hard to this foreign idea.
well,
Is
and
what bothered
Todd,
me about
did
it.
you see the end of the show? And the
No.
Bad Bunny. So that's what I was gonna say. I thought
He didn't keep me because he's horrible
I
and
get it.
stupid. I don't know Spanish.
I get it. But I gotta say this.
Shakira, I'll listen to in Spanish.
This is Shakira. Look at the Shakira dancing. No one was all upset about that.
Well, they took a lot of heat for Shakira and J-Lo in their
Oh, did
stripper
they?
pole shows.
All right. So basically, we've just got a bunch of it's like, hey, listen, have a church choir do the halftime show. If you can't handle pop stars showing, their butt cheeks, because that's just the way it is. And it's how I wasn't shocked by anything I saw.
Okay.
But the other thing I wanted to say about that at the end of the show, because you said anti-American, Bad Bunny could have come out and been a real jerk based on the backlash that the NFL got for booking him.
You think he could have? You think the NFL would have let him do worse than he did
Well, I don't know,
on
but I'm
their
just saying,
premiere show? Like, it would have been a double middle finger?
I don't
What?
even know what he could have done unless he was singing in Spanish, that America sucks. But at the end, all these flags came out,
Yeah.
and right there, front and center, was the American flag,
Mhm.
and it had a prominent position, and I felt like that was appropriate and
Mhm.
respectful. And he said, "God bless America" at the end of the show. And I'm just like, I thought that was cool. So
Mm.
it was anti-American in that it was completely in Spanish.
Mhm.
I mean, we have a lot of Spanish speakers, but it's not our primary language here. And most of the people watching it, I'm sure, were like, what's he singing about? The lyrics were raunchy. So I guess that's why they couldn't put the subtitles out. But
Is
anyway.
that true?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know.
Oh, yeah. I saw
I
some of
didn't
the
know.
lyrics. It was
They're
like,
almost Spanish.
yeah, it's talking about his dick and how much girls like it or whatever.
Whoa!
I know.
It's a family show.
But I mean, he's a rapper. Again, it's like, what do you want your halftime
Is
show
he a
to
rapper?
be?
He's the worst rapper I ever saw.
It was whatever. It's
The
not my
whole thing
style of
was the
music.
whole thing was just stupid.
He also,
Stupidity on the NFL's part,
I,
whatever.
I don't know,
It's not a
whatever.
surprise to me that they're stupid. They had The Weekend, and that was pretty stupid last year. Wasn't it The
Oh,
Weekend?
the weekend was a long time ago.
Stupid. So many stupid
It
halftime
was
shows.
whatever.
Why can't we have good ones like Prince, like Michael Jackson? Like Michael
Well,
Jackson was the best halftime show we've ever had. Like, if I want to watch a halftime show, I'll go back and watch Michael Jackson because it's so much better than
I
every other
know Prince, super
halftime show.
good. Yeah.
Prince was
Anyway,
amazing.
Prince
There's
was
so many,
amazing.
so
So many
many
good ones.
amazing American artists that they could just showcase and just be
Yeah,
just be kind of pro basic American culture, American pop culture. That's all.
I guess.
Let's not try to turn it into a
Yeah.
world culture event.
So when you called it cringe, do you feel like it's just they were just trying so hard? And it sounds like the turning point thing. They were just trying so hard to
Yeah,
be something else. It's like,
it was cringy, and I mean,
hey,
TPSU not TP TPUSA,
yeah.
they're a little cringe for me in general. Now, I guess I gotta
Oh.
be a little careful here because, I got a sternly worded email or text from one of our biggest fans today, your
Oh.
mom, Aunt Nancy, or last week.
Oh.
She
What
felt like
about?
I was about Charlie Kirk. She feels like I'm making fun of Charlie Kirk. And see, here's the thing for me and Charlie Kirk. I look at Charlie Kirk pre-death, like the alive version of Charlie Kirk that we all got to know.
Mhm.
That to me is a different person than what is being constructed currently by anybody, by people on the right, people
Yeah.
on the left, people wherever, by Candace Owens, by Erica Kirk, doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
They're all erecting their own statue and their own living thing of what they think. And to me, I don't like any of that.
I get
I
that.
don't. Charlie Kirk did so much for the country,
Mhm.
and he was so consequential that to me his legacy stands fine just like it is. We
Mhm.
don't have to we don't have to purposely go out of our way to like immortalize this guy. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what? That's what they're doing. They're trying really, really hard to immortalize him, and they're trying to put, they're just trying to put they're trying to build his legacy, and it's like he already did.
Right. And so I
Yeah.
think Nancy, when you hear me uh making fun, I'm making fun of that effort. Now that looks
Mhm.
like Charlie Kirk, but it's a
Yeah.
posthumous Charlie.
It's
It's
a
a posthumous
shell.
Charlie
Yeah.
Kirk. You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
shell. I
It's
get
what
it.
they're trying to make him into. The Charlie Kirk that was to me
Mhm.
fabulous. And
Yep.
I said it when he died. Now listen, I didn't pay a lot of attention to Charlie Kirk. I didn't care that much about him, but that's not because he was bad. There's only so many people in the world you can care about. You know what I mean?
Right. Mhm.
And I never had
Sh
any. I thought Charlie Kirk
she and
was
I
a
followed
great
him
asset.
closely and loved him, so
I mean, he was huge to Trump winning in 2024. The whole thing. So
mhm.
I'm all on board with what he did with his life, and it's horrible that he was assassinated.
Yeah.
And all that's come after seems I don't know, it seems like diving into fantasy land on the whole thing. People just
Right.
not content with what a person already did. He has to do more with his death. And I don't
Mhm.
know. I mean, you got to lift him up and run him, you know what I mean?
Right.
Run him through the streets as the Charlie Kirk statue. I just don't I just it's a little much for me. I
Right.
don't think he requires that. He doesn't need it. Everything that he did was so consequential and he was already a larger than life figure. It doesn't need to be inflated anymore.
Right. Inflated, and that's the thing. It feels kind of empty because it's like they're almost wrecking it.
And I
But
don't I mean and then you have people that are real pro Charlie Kirk, but they're so invested in this has to lead to some kind of a mass revival. I think I mean maybe, but usually God kind of decides when that stuff happens.
that's
I don't
true.
you
I don't
wishing it, I'm not sure we'll make it so.
I don't think
You know
yeah,
what
I
I
don't
mean?
think Erica's
And
gonna
whether
do
it's
it.
so or not, it doesn't make any difference. Whether there's a mass revival or there's not a mass revival, whether TPSU TPUSA lives on or
Yeah.
TPUSA dies, it does none of it matters. He's already done clearly what the Lord sent him to do. And he
Right.
did it to an amazing degree.
Mhm.
And I don't see any value in institutions, so that's why I don't care about TPUSA. And I
Got
don't
it. I hear
and it
you.
seems to me like they're just it's kind of they're turning them into this marketing thing that God, I just don't think that's fair to a person when they die.
Well,
I don't
and
think it's
don't you
fair to your family member to turn them into, well, mom would have done this. I just don't, we
right,
don't know
right.
what they would have done. They were
And don't
real
you
people.
think
They did what they did.
totally.
And let's stick with that memory and let's use it to fuel things, but we don't have to, it doesn't have to become the next marketing job.
But don't you feel like this is exactly the mentality that is turning this Super Bowl halftime show into something too? They're trying so hard to inflate it into something. I wish that the NFL and Jay-Z or whoever it is now who
Gee.
decides, because I heard he's like one of the ones deciding who the acts are.
Well, he's
Whatever.
got a lot on his plate when he's sacrificing and eating babies of Jeffrey
Yeah,
Epstein.
we're gonna get to
A
that,
lot to
right?
keep track of.
I know. I mean, maybe that's it.
Like I just had a
It got in the way of
4-year-old
his
last
good
night. I'm
judgment.
a little indigestion.
But what but whatever, we laugh, but man, there's like serious topics to come. But I just think they try so hard. And it's like, you know what? Just pick someone, pick a big
Yeah.
act. And hey, guess what? If you're NFL fan watching the game and this show isn't your kind of thing and you're not into it, just go heat up your nachos and have a beer and talk with the people you're watching the game with. You don't why do they have to make it into this big statement? Why does the halftime show have to be a
Well,
statement? And that's
everything
what I didn't like about the
it's
turning
somewhat
point thing.
reactionary. We have a
Uh,
reactionary culture, don't you
yes,
think?
it's it. It's like,
And
just
that's what bugs
calm
you.
down. Let it
I can
go.
understand that perspective from you. That bugs me a little too.
It bugs me.
So
It's like,
so
who
that
cares? Again, who cares who does the halftime show? I don't
that'll be our
care.
clip this week, Carrie. You got to get into it a little bit more, be a little more theatrical.
Who cares? I need to learn the sign for who cares.
No, I
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think that I listen, the NFL halftime show should be so easy.
I know
All
it
you got to do,
should
you
be.
pick a pretty big name act. If they're more on the raunchy side, because that's how the culture is, you say, listen, we shoot for about a PG-13 here.
Mhm.
We'd prefer not to have Janet Jackson. I mean, some of us want Janet Jackson's tits out, but
That
not
was
everybody does.
supposedly an accident. Do you think it was on
So
purpose?
I don't. I mean, she had the big like what are those things called? Pasties or thing that you put over your nipples. So like it seems like she was planning for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't know. Did she? I just
Yeah,
thought they
she had like a
blurred it.
big like it
I
was
thought
like a
they just
metal. It probably wasn't metal, but like something you stick on your boob like to cover your nipple.
okay.
She had one of those big things on, which makes me think, well,
I
clearly you're
just
planning on getting it out. Or do you just they can't be comfortable just to wear, like under a bra or something,
I don't
right?
know. I've never heard of women doing that, but the fact that we're talking about the halftime show and not the game tells you how shitty the game was.
Game was horrible.
It was the worst.
I'm not an NFL fan either, but that game was wretched.
I am, and it was like, whatever.
It was a fail. I thought it was a fail all across all levels for the NFL. It's a
It
horrible
was.
game. It was a horrible
Just too
halftime
bad.
show. There was some okay commercials, maybe. Although the okay commercials, I mostly saw like on X or something before the game ever showed.
And
Like
I didn't see
the
any this year.
Budweiser little horse commercial. I don't know if you saw that. That was a
Nope.
pretty good one.
I
And
saw
like
none. We actually did not watch
it's
it.
like a cult frolicking with like an eagle and like
Okay.
it was real
I think
Americana.
I
So
may
that
have
I
seen
like
that.
that.
And he
But I
comes up
agree.
over the hill and like the eagle's full
And then
grown.
it's like grown and you've got this full grown
That
eagle
was
and this
cool.
full grown Clydesdale. It's kind of good.
That was kind of good.
So I
But
feel like Budweiser has done what they can. Like I'm drinking Budweiser now. They've done what they can to come back from their tranny madness, you know?
yep, I
And
think they did.
I thought they did a pretty good job. NFL should be easy. You find a big entertainer and you
Mhm.
say, shoot for PG-13. Now, part of the problem is they don't pay anybody, I don't think. I think they say you get to do, I think they say you get to do it for the entertainment value
Okay.
or the promotion or the whatever it is. I think that's the case. Maybe
Okay.
I'm wrong. Maybe somebody will call me and tell me I'm wrong.
I'm gonna look
Or
this up.
maybe they give them just enough, but I mean, it covers, you got to figure, you got to put on the show and the whole thing. So, but then he got fined. Bad Bunny got supposedly fined by the FCC for like $10 million.
What?
Yeah. Didn't you hear about that?
Nope.
I don't know how that's going to, because of the raunchiness of the lyrics. They said it doesn't matter whether it's English or Spanish.
Oh, that's
Um,
hilarious. I mean, it's pretty bad. Some people released the lyrics and it was like, whoa.
so
But
I didn't care.
again,
I think just tell them, tone it down, put your stuff out there and do the best you can. And people will mostly enjoy it if you keep it, put on a spectacle.
yeah.
Like even Katy Perry's wasn't horrid. She was riding around on tigers and lions and whatever, and it wasn't the end of the world. It was fine. I'm not like a huge Katy Perry fan, but I'm not a huge Who fan, and that one was okay. It's whatever. You just watch these acts, and
Again, you just watch them and you go on with your life. Like it's just
I
not
agree. Though I
doesn't
don't.
have to
There's
be
something in the alternative halftime show. There's something in me that likes the fact that they're sticking it to the NFL a little bit because the NFL thinks that they're this juggernaut that's above any kind of accountability at all.
I like that
So
aspect of it only.
I do too, but then there's parts of it I don't like. There's parts of it that are it's a little cringe. Like,
Yeah, and you know what bothers me about it too is that we are if you guys don't know, we're conservative here. And I don't I don't like it when conservatives as a group, as a, you know, what's the as a mind, what's it called when you're group think?
there you
When
go.
everyone
I
gets
wasn't sure
together.
where you were going.
Sorry.
You're like,
When they do the gr that was the
is this a
sign for
shot of
group
me
think.
being bald? Is this what she's signing about?
I don't like it
Everybody can
when
see.
I don't like it when they behave that way, because I don't
Okay.
think that that's generally how we are. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was gonna text. Thank
More
you.
bacon.
Bacon.
God, you got the best sons.
I know. Todd's calling you the best. Um, I don't like when we behave that way, because I feel like that's how liberals act.
It is.
And
That
and
kind of
I
cancel culture.
Yeah, and I don't like that. It's like, hey, it's a free country and you can watch whatever you want. You can do whatever you want to do during the halftime show. But to do this effort of, and also just be turned into this hating of this Latino act. And it's like, whatever. Like, do you hate him because he speaks Spanish? Like, no, I don't. I just wish I could have understood what
I
he was
hate
saying.
everyone who speaks Spanish. Even my own kids. My own kids learn Spanish. I'm like, man, I hate you now. No, I'm just kidding.
Again, mainstream media would just show that if we were famous, but kind of fun.
No, yeah, we want so
Yeah.
that was but I agree with you, and you know what? That kind of leads us into a little bit. I
Cool.
want to find this all there's a massive kerfuffle. I know that I touched on it last week. I touched on the Epstein stuff, but the kerfuffle that is mounting out there, I almost feel like I haven't done it justice.
I can't wait to hear about the
Do you
kerfuffle.
know what I mean? Like people are really they're wound up about Epstein. It seems
Well, are
like,
they wound
or
up?
is this just an X thing? See, this is what bothers me. Sometimes
Mhm,
I get a little siloed,
mhm.
but it does seem like it's affecting polling, even for Trump and the Republicans. It just, I'm surprised by some of it. Um, let me give you. This is.
Yeah, I want you to get back to the polling thing, because 'cause I'm like, how is it impacting people?
I'm trying to think
But
of where to start here. I'm
okay,
going to start with Joe Rogan.
okay,
This is a long clip, 4.5 minutes, so we may or may not play it all
okay,
because this isn't the Joe Rogan show. This is Todd's World.
right.
But
We do like I
so I
mean,
don't
I
like
like
to
how
play
Joe Rogan
massively
breaks it
large
down, though. Let's
clips.
hear it.
I do too, but um let me find it here and we're going to go it's him talking about the Epstein files and this will tell you that I've got more on this too.
Mhm,
But uh Joe Rogan's a big name. So I mean that he's presenting,
mhm.
okay, here he is. Look at what a guy. Okay. Let's hear
I'm
what
glad
Joe
he's
has
talking
to
about it,
say.
honestly.
He is. Let's hear what he has to say. Uh Let me know if you don't have sound. We didn't test this before.
Okay.
You should have sound. Oh, whoops. I'm on the wrong screen. Sometimes it
You
throws me
can't hear
off.
my bacon crunching, can
We
you?
had this sort of vague understanding,
Whoops.
email, like clear evidence that they're talking about children,
in in pretty obscene ways.
horrifying ways. So that was the thing that, like, even when I talked.
So he's talking about the latest dump of millions of Epstein documents. So there's emails in there. There's testimonials by whatever, all kinds of stuff,
It's
right?
bad stuff.
That's what
Mhm,
he's talking about. Again, I don't know how we sort hearsay from actual true evidence, but we're going to get to that. Let's hear what
mhm.
Joe has to say.
Mike Benz about that. He was sort of incredulous about that. It's like, I don't think they would use children. It just doesn't make any sense if they
Yeah.
got caught. But it just seems like
Yeah, if
we were.
if Mike Benz was
I
incredulous,
know.
that's pretty big.
I just really knew until we saw those files come out.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh well, there's no denying it now. My position on it is completely shifted. I thought there's probably some really sick people that have an appetite for that, but I hadn't seen any real evidence for it until these files. And now I'm like, oh, this is demonic. This is clearly demonic.
Okay, so thank you for saying that. Um, I'm somebody who was raised a Christian and went to Bible school and that kind of stuff as a kid, in youth groups.
I should say, I think he's talking to Robert Malone. Robert
who
Malone
is that?
was one of the physicians. I'm not going to be able to give you the universities
Mhm.
and all the affiliations, but a well-respected, very accomplished physician who didn't buy the COVID narrative during COVID and was actively canceled and was one of the people that was like, this is a bunch of BS. You know what I'm
Kinda,
saying?
like, lost his career over it.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but he also gained something of a platform because he was willing to take on the establishment. So that's who you're listening to. This is Robert Malone.
And then growing up in Central Coast of California, let's say, veered in different ways.
Mhm.
But the experiences that we've encountered over the last half a dozen years, it's hard to come up with a language to express what we're observing in the world other than the language of theology.
Well, demonic by action. So whether or not demons exist, if they did exist, that is how they would behave. They would prey on children and torture children. And there was the one where there was a suggestion when a child was praying to Jesus that like there was a joke that someone should dress up like Jesus. Did you see that one,
No,
Jamie?
I'm not watching this
I don't
stuff.
even want to. I don't
Yeah.
even want people send it to me and I go, okay, because I'm for the most part off social media. But every now and then someone will send me something that I have to look at. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And these are emails back and forth. There's one of them where Epstein says, I enjoyed the torture video. There's these references to pizza, a lot of references to pizza that are 100% some kind of a code.
Yeah.
And then it brings you back to Pizzagate.
Yeah.
And which was widely dismissed. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, this is.
You know what Pizzagate is, Carrie?
Mhm.
Listen, guys, for the excuse me, for those of you who don't know what Pizzagate was, there was when the John Podesta emails leaked. I think it was WikiLeaks, and I
Mhm.
think it was back trying to remember 2016. I think it was pre-COVID. I'm not positive. It was around Trump, the emergence of Trump in that election with Hillary Clinton.
Mhm.
And remember, Hillary had all the emails, and then Comey said, "Oh, you can't. I mean, no reasonable person would do anything about this, right?" That was
Right.
Comey with. Well, anyway, WikiLeaks dumped a big tranche of John Podesta. Is that right? Is it John? Anyway,
Yes,
Podesta
that's the
emails,
uh-huh.
and there was all these references to pizza, to like dentist, to grape soda. There was all this weirdness as Jeffrey Epstein was involved. And what it came to be believed, or the urban legend, is that they were pedophiles referring to, and we can get into this. I got a Substack post on this, but I think pizza was girls, jerky maybe was little boys, minors we're talking about.
Mhm.
Cheese, I don't know. There was all this different stuff, all this different
Right.
code language that the thought is that these were pedophiles that were using this. And so this
Yeah, like
Epstein dump comes
pepperoni, I
out.
think was the boys, something
Yeah.
like
And
that.
so this dump comes out, and
Yeah.
people are reading through this, and it's all over the place. They thought this was, because we were told this is an urban legend.
Yeah.
This is a bunch of BS.
Right.
This is something the right's making up. And that's what Joe Rogan's saying is, holy cow, this is real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's
Mhm.
shocked by it, essentially. So that's what he's talking about.
A bunch of kooks. Here it is. She said she felt God's presence next to her when she was in bed. She knows that Jesus watches over her and he helped save her life. And then he writes, whoops. And then in response, Jeffrey Epstein says, you should dress up as him when you see her.
It is dark.
You should dress up like Jesus when you see her. What the fuck?
Ditto.
And well, look at the
You're
line.
talking about a little kid
Look
that's
at the line.
praying to
Look at the
Jesus.
line above it.
What's the line?
How am I
course.
supposed to interpret "I'm coming" trick?
The OH Jesus, I'm coming trick.
So it's this kind of stuff that has people like, it's all over these emails. Now,
It's
listen, again, none of this is all probably hearsay if we tried to build any kind of a case. But the
Well,
hearsay is getting people upset.
Why is it hearsay? I mean, it's like email communications from these people, correct?
Yeah, but I mean, even if we took everything as gospel truth and said that they must be talking about little kids,
Mhm.
well, that isn't necessarily proof that they did anything with little kids, and you're
Okay.
taking a jump that may or may not be true. Maybe they like pizza. I mean, it's ridiculous, right?
Right.
But
I know what
again,
you're saying.
it's not actionable evidence. Now, it
Right.
might be actionable evidence to dig into if you're
Mhm.
the FBI, but my guess is that most of those ships have sailed. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just the whole thing But so we see this darkness. It involves leaders in academia, in science, in industry, in politics.
Yeah.
And it just, I remember a point in this arc of the last 6 years where a film crew came onto my farm and wanted to shoot some segments. And they were talking this, and frankly, I thought it was crazy talk. I kind of smiled and tried to be civil and nice, not contradict them about the New World Order. And then along comes, then my wife one day says, "Hey, you ought to look at this book from Klaus Schwab. It's called The New World Order."
Okay.
Wow.
So that is that was Joe. Clearly a little bit shaken. I mean, it sounds like, right?
I mean, if you hear, if you hear some of this stuff and you really like think about it for 30 seconds, like it'll shake you.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Do you think that part of this is what I think part of what we're dealing with is? I think that we have, as a culture, for the last, I mean, I don't know, 100 years, maybe
Mm-hmm.
a little more, since Darwin's came out with his book, which was probably late 1800s on the
Okay.
origin of the species, and then you had Freud, and anyway, you had some significant shifts, and those shifts have been away from spirituality, away from a typical worldview, meaning it filtered through God, it filtered through there was good and evil and morality, and
Mm-hmm.
these weren't relative, they were objective
Right.
out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Moral
For a lot,
objectivity.
and so and God isn't real, we just evolved, and so we've been moving slowly, well, maybe not even slowly, but surely and steadily in the direction of a materialist viewpoint, which is there is no God, there is no spirituality, there is no devil. You don't have a God, you don't have a devil. It's the same kind of an idea. There's not angels out there, there's not demons. We're just
Mm-hmm.
us. We're just people. We're
Mm-hmm.
just biological organisms who
Mm-hmm.
somehow evolved from a little patch of sludge on a moon rock.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are.
Yeah.
But there's no significance to us because we're going to be gone soon. But that's what we've been fed. And so then you have something like this. So you have something that is clearly evil, and it's
Yeah.
being practiced by what appears to be a relatively large swath of your elite kind of ruling class.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
mean,
Powerful people.
I'm not saying everybody, but enough. That's
Powerful
who's
people in
that's
in our
who's in the circle.
country and the world. Yep.
It's not your plumber down the road. He's not the one hanging out with Epstein, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the elites and the ruling
Mm-hmm.
class. And so people, I think, are rediscovering. Well, Joe Rogan, we know, he's going to church. He's getting into Jesus. He's started to rediscover God. Now, at the same time, he's rediscovering evil, and he's putting a name on it, like demonic, which may or may not be true. I'm sure that it's demonic to some extent. I don't think it's demonic possession. We never saw
Right.
demonic possession result in this kind of thing, but it seems to be demon worship, probably, as much as anything.
Right. He talked about demonic behavior, like he kind of clarified. It's a good way of putting it. Because I think
But this is how demons would behave.
and I
Yeah,
think it's like probably the darkest word the darkest adjective you can come up with.
I think so.
Because evil is evil, but it's just kind of, it's like, okay, yeah, good and evil, but demonic just kind of really solidifies the depths of that evil. I think that's why he's using that word.
So what I think is happening is I think that while I'm going to say we have beers with Jesus, I'm going to use some religious terminology that I think is true. I think that God is awakening within the general public a sense both of himself again, but also a sense of evil. Sometimes you have to see the evil before you can see the God. You know what I mean? And then in addition to that, he's awakening in people a newfound sense of a desire for justice. that I don't know that if you don't think there's that much evil out there, then you're kind of like, oh, I mean, these people, they just came, they wanted a better life for themselves. You know what I mean? But you're
Right.
starting to wake up
No,
to, wait,
you're right.
there's a bunch of fighting age young men who come over the border that might be evil. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
in this like kind of toning down the moral objectivity is what's been introduced is this idea of, well, just live a good life.
yeah,
So just that kind of middle ground, just live your life and do the best you can, be a good person, and that means like a good existence. So it is this very like middle ground. So what you're describing is the other extremes.
yeah, I think God's reawakening the world
Mhm.
to some realities, because we've moved so far astray
Yeah.
that we've got that the things that are going to take us to move us back are opening our eyes to real evil. And some
Mhm.
when you see real evil, you can't look away. You know,
Yeah.
you could argue this happened during the Holocaust, whatever.
Right.
Um,
So, well, I was going to say there's this person I saw a video and I'm curious how many people are going to react this way to this because they feel like people are reading this stuff, hearing this stuff, and they're blowing it off because it's so awful they can't handle it,
I think that's true.
or it's so awful that they're like, that can't be true.
Right.
Or it's so awful, but it isn't awful about the people they hope it's gonna it's going to take out. So they're just, you know what I mean? There's just all these
Yes.
reactions to it. I think people are just like, yeah, yeah, like it's just falling on deaf ears, and I'm shocked by that. But I saw a video of a person in an airport shouting at the people in the airport about this
Wow.
and saying, y'all are acting normal. You're all just living your lives and acting like everything's normal. They're eating and killing children. Like they're screaming this in an airport. And I thought, that's how we should all be reacting.
You know, I want
It
to
gives me goosebumps how
I want
awful,
to
like
share
it's
with you
awful.
let's make this full screen. This
Mhm.
is Tim Dillon and Anna Kasparian. Well, we all know that I love Anna Kasparian, even though she's a little on the left. She's beautiful and she yells at people, and it's always
Okay.
fun. Tim Dillon, we have heard him. He's a comic who has a podcast.
Okay.
We've played a few clips in the past. He may or may not be well known to people, but
Okay.
here they're talking about Epstein. So this is kind of breaking into the larger culture, like you're talking about. This is what people are talking about with Epstein.
Anyone telling
Whoa.
me this is some of the stuff they're up to prior to looking at the files for myself, think, okay, this person is insane and a little too conspiracy brained.
Yeah.
But there are too many strange things in these files, right? So people have brought up the references to pizza. The latest thing, by the way, is the references to jerky, like
Right.
beef jerky.
That's what you were talking about, Gary.
So talk about that a little bit because
Yeah, it's strange to me that billionaires eat pizza and beef jerky. Number one, that's crazy.
I would.
These people have
I don't care how much money I have.
They go to 5-star restaurants. They stay in 5-star hotels. They stay in villas. They import, the best chefs in the world to cook for them weeks at a time. The idea that they're talking about pizza,
That they're talking about it. That's what's weird.
eating these things, and it registers that it would be in an email. It's clearly a code. And it was always weird to me. Like, I didn't go in for all of Pizzagate because it got wrapped up into the QAnon thing where it was like Biden's a clone and there's going to be a trial.
Yeah.
And, Chrissy Teigen is running the whole thing. And I was like, if Chrissy Teigen was running the entire thing, it would be the most interesting thing about her. But I think that,
Well said.
you can't ignore how weird these things are, how strange, how out of place. It seems to be a code. And is it cannibalism? We don't know. Maybe it is. Is that the point we're going to get to in this country where we know they're having sex with the kids, we just hope they're not eating them? Is that where we're at? It kind of feels like where I hope.
Oh my God.
I hope not. I hope we don't have politicians standing up and going, but I didn't eat them.
Wow.
Oh, some dark humor makes me
Well
laugh.
said. No, well said. That's true. It's kind of like, yeah. I mean,
It would just fit right
oh,
in with what you were talking about.
Yeah, the whole jerky thing, I saw this guy, it was on a live thing, and so there was no way, I was trying to find it to share with you, but I couldn't find it after the live event. But
Okay.
there was a YouTuber who was reading from the released documents all of
Okay.
the references together about the jerky. And I know, and he's right. Hey, if wealthy people might like eating jerky, that's fine, but they're not going to be talking about it in multiple scenarios and
Right.
walking the jerky, like walking the jerky to this location or to that location. And then they talked about taking the jerky to the lab. Like what? And then they talk about in the freezer and
Yeah. Who knows
what's in
what's going on?
stock. And it's like, what? It's just like, no, that's beyond,
Yeah.
Rich people get their beef jerky or jerky at Buc-ee's. That's it.
I have to say, and I am a person who I really love both pizza and beef jerky. I would
Same.
text people about it. I would go places specifically. I would drive an hour and a half for a good pizza.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
drive out of my way for jerky. I really like beef jerky.
Yeah.
But I don't talk about them a lot. They
No.
don't litter all my emails.
Right. Right. It's not a common
You know what I
topic
mean?
in your
I like them,
communications.
but it's not everything.
It's
It's not.
really, really,
I really
really
want to
weird.
find here, and my bookmarks are, of course, doing what they always do to me, which is give me problems on
Okay.
X. I don't know why. I want to find Alan Dershowitz is what I'm looking for. He had he is one who functioned as an attorney for Jeffrey Epstein for quite a while, and he's named frequently in the Epstein files, and he is heap big upset about it. And do you think that I can find Alan Dershowitz? There he is. There you are.
Oh, you found him? Hey,
I was hoping you
I think I may have found this. I'm going to send
found
this
what?
to you just in case. This compilation of the jerky talk.
Oh, good.
I'm going to send it to you just in case. I
Okay.
don't know how long we want to spend on it. It's pretty
Well, this is
gross.
Alan Dershowitz, and this, I think, this is another. It's another side of this whole Epstein thing that I think we need to reckon with. And
Okay.
I've got a few posts on X after this by Clay Travis, who has the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show that took over Russia's time slot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, yeah.
he's kind of in the same vein. So let's listen to what Alan Dershowitz again.
Mm-hmm.
Knew Epstein well, was his attorney at times,
Okay.
and is mentioned frequently in the things. And let's hear what he has to say about it.
Of McCarthyism that has afflicted America since the 1950s. I want you to look at this paper that has been reproduced and sent by the Justice Department. It's called Prominent Names. And it's a list of prominent people who have been accused. Every single name of every accuser has been blacked out. So, for example, let's turn to me. It says blank, 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 blacked out, stated she gave him a massage on Epstein's plane, parenthesis, not a minor. So let's understand that. This is an adult, a woman who was on Epstein's plane. She says, I was never on an Epstein plane with a young woman.
Right.
I never got a massage. This is total defamation, a total lie, but I can't disprove it because they won't give me her name.
Oh.
McCarthyism. On the issue of his spying okay, well, let me continue.
Let's get
on
to
the
that.
issue of his for the Mossad, that comes from what is called an undercover confidential source. I happen to know who the source is. The source is somebody who the FBI investigated, found to be totally incredible, lacked all credibility. This is the worst form of McCarthyism. Why are we tolerating this? Why are we allowed accusation
poor guy
without the accusers? For example, in my case, it's an adult woman. We don't know whether she's a victim. We don't know whether she's a perpetrator. We don't know whether she's a co-conspirator. Why do you hide her name and produce the name of the people who are accused? That's guilt by accusation. That's guilt by association. It's McCarthyism. It's wrong. It's unconstitutional. It has to stop. And the media is playing a role in this. Politicians are playing a role in this. Epstein will never
Let
be
me jump in
remembered
for a second.
He will be remembered for inciting McCarthyism that infects America now more than it ever has since the 1950s. It has to stop.
What do you think,
Who
Carrie?
who did he say right there that at the end had incited?
Epstein will be remembered for infecting America
Oh,
with McCarthyism, and it
okay.
needs to stop, is what
Okay.
he said. So that's the other side. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, if he got a massage, whatever. He wasn't even on the plane, he says. I feel like that would be easily proven. Um, but he just got a massage on a plane from an adult woman. It's like, what's the big deal? What's the
This is the
accusation?
kind of stuff that is this entire thing is rife with. So the
Yeah,
problem is that you have I'm not saying none of it's true. Hell,
right.
I don't, for all I know, all of it's true.
Hmm.
But well, not all of it, but
Well, and maybe
the
he's just
basics of the
embarrassed.
story.
Maybe he's just embarrassed about it. But like
But
nothing untoward happened.
do you think he makes a good point about it
Yeah.
being anti-American?
Oh, being anti.
The way that we're going about this
Oh yeah,
entire thing,
100%.
does it feel anti-American to you?
It does because and you talked about our culture being reactionary. That's a great example of it because the fact that the accused are being named publicly
Mhm.
and their names are being smeared, but everyone else is being protected.
And
So
not in court, again, not
no,
in anything that resembles any of the kind of rules that we put on evidence
yeah.
or anything else.
But the court of public opinion right now like reigns.
Right.
So
Here's Clay Travis,
okay.
and he's got multiple posts, but this is one.
Hmm.
In both cases, now, here's what he's talking about. He's talking about the Me Too movement. Let me click on this and
Okay.
make sure that, because I think he talks up. Okay, there's an eerie overlap. Okay, I'm gonna share the screen just so nobody thinks I'm lying
Okay.
about Clay. But
We're not that adept with AI, guys. We're just like
there's an eerie overlap between the excesses of Me Too and the reaction to the Epstein files. Yes, some people engaged in egregious criminal activity and deserve to be punished, but the vast majority of people in the files committed no crimes and are being attacked by online mobs as if they did.
hmm.
In both cases, most reasonable people knew this, but were afraid to speak out against its excesses for fear they would be targeted too. Mob rule is never just, and joining a mob does not make you brave. The opposite, actually.
Mm.
Emailing someone convicted of a crime doesn't make you a criminal. The vast, vast majority of people named in the Epstein files did nothing at all wrong. Go ahead and attack me as much as you would like and call me whatever names make you feel better, but deep down, most of you know I'm correct. You're just worried what others will say if you admit it.
Wow.
What do you think, Carrie?
I think that's well said.
Do you think that there's an aspect of that makes sense? That's true.
Yes, I do. I'm curious. I'm curious how he feels about what's realistic moving forward with this information. Um, I mean, I think everyone is. I'm curious what you're about to say about Trump too, because you said polling, like this is impacting polling. Are people upset that no arrests are being made?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hell, no arrests are hardly being made in general when it comes
Yeah.
to the deep
In
state. So
general. Right.
I don't know why this would be any different, but
Right.
but Clay Travis makes another good point here, and this is about the victims,
Okay.
the Epstein survivors. He says, if I told you for a year that I was a victim of a crime, but refused to tell you who had victimized me, all while continuing to hold press conferences on a regular basis, wouldn't you start to doubt what was really going on? File lawsuits and name names. It's long past time.
Yeah.
This seems something of a media created sensation. None of that should be a surprise given the environment that we live in.
Right. It's not.
It's distraction after distraction. That doesn't mean there's any truth to it. See, that's the thing
Mhm.
is I think you're dealing with two things here. So I do think it's being used as mob justice. I do think
Mhm.
it's McCarthyism. I think it's unfair to these people that
Mhm.
were just dumping this.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think that God is reigniting a passion in people. They're seeing evil again.
Mhm.
They're starting to demand justice. I don't know that anything's going to happen on this Epstein thing. My guess is that ship sailed, like I said before.
Yeah.
But that reawakening of justice could very well be a good thing. That
Okay.
reawakening to evil could
Mhm.
very well be the road that Western civilization, that American culture needs to go down to be reawakened to God. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. It'd be
So
good. It's unfortunate that the we need the evil to be reawakened also, but I like what you're saying about the sense of justice. And because I think that's deep down in all of us. That sense of justice, that desire for
it
justice,
is,
it's in there.
but I think that it had been by getting people away from the idea of a general morality and
Mhm.
pushing everybody into a relative morality where everything
Mhm.
is just whatever I think and
Yeah.
whatever you think and whatever.
Yeah. Your
That
truth,
was
yeah.
that wasn't fed, that idea of a sense of justice. It was, if anything, pushed down in people, and so now it needs to be reawakened.
Mhm.
The danger with that is that you can see mob-like activity. You know
Right.
what I mean? French Revolution type things, and then it can turn the other way. And but that it's all messy. We're a messy people. Humanity
We
is
are.
messy.
Humanity's messy. I like
There's a
what he said
reason
about
that
the
God
mob.
came down here. He came down right into the middle of the mess after the entire Old Testament, where he's trying to get people to listen to him, and he's like, I got to just go down. That's what
Yep.
Beers with Jesus is about, people.
Right.
Go
I
ahead.
like what he said about the mob also. Joining the mob isn't brave.
Yeah.
That's good too. Which is why it's good to listen. It's good to listen to the other side sometimes. I'm curious, what is in there about Trump so far? Because I've heard that his name was mentioned many, many times.
Most, I think, of the mentions are people talking about him, because
Okay.
it bled into 2016 and beyond, and so most of it would be anti-Trump. In 2006, Trump went to the sheriff down in Florida, whatever county it was, in Mar-a-Lago or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and said, this dude's a scumbag, you need to go
Yeah.
after him, after Epstein. So I mean, I don't think there's any doubt now there, I think, has begun to be some doubt about whether Trump is protecting some people. I think that's where you start to see the polling and this media onslaught start to go badly.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course, he's going to
I
be held to a different standard than anyone else before
yeah.
him.
Well, and people are already pissed because he was going to come in and he was going to arrest the deep state and he was going to do this, and nothing's happening. Nothing at all is happening that we know of.
Mm-hmm. That we know
There
of.
are some things happening on election integrity and
Oh,
some of those
yeah.
kinds of things. Actually, I want to go back to
Okay.
Pam Bondi. Oh God, Pam Bondi. What's going on? Let me play John Solomon first. This didn't happen. I want to tell people that
Okay.
this was 2 days ago. So this was on February 12th. It was on Thursday,
Okay.
and we'll listen to what he said, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That doesn't mean
Okay.
his
This
source
didn't
wasn't off a
happen.
day or two.
Okay.
You
This
know
is
what I
a
mean?
hypothetical he's presenting?
Well, he's saying what's going to happen. Let's see.
Okay.
I'll give you what he said. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's get him on the screen. Come here, John. All right.
For a reason, and I think my reporting suggests that there'll be some. I've been telling you all week, keep an eye in Arizona. Keep an eye in Arizona. I think there's a Georgia-like event in Arizona, like what happened in Fulton County. I think tomorrow is
What he's talking about is the seizing of the ballots in
Oh,
Fulton
okay.
County. When
Okay,
Tulsi
Georgia.
went down there with the FBI and took all their ballots from 2020,
Yep.
Arizona's just as, there's so many states that are just as bad. He's saying that's going to happen in Arizona. He was saying his sources were telling him Friday, which would have been yesterday.
days. I just want to put that on your calendar. Keep an eye tomorrow. I see Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem going down there. Now, why is that important? The Homeland Security Department oversees the election machines and election counting capabilities. CISA and the Homeland Security Department deal with that. The FBI Justice Department deal with criminal violations. So she's down there for a reason. And I think my reporting suggests that there'll be some sort of important election integrity event tomorrow, Maricopa County in Arizona. That'll be the second state after Georgia to have that sort of treatment. So put it on your calendar, get it ready, and we'll have the
Okay, so that didn't happen, but I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
What that did is it started off a flurry of activity among Arizona election officials. So I don't know.
Oh, no. I was going to
My
say
suspicion
he
is that
shouldn't
John
tell
Solomon wasn't wrong. That he has good sources, and they wanted to kind of watch the
give
rats
him a heads
scurry a
up.
little
They should
bit.
just show up at the door.
Well, I think they wanted to. I think they're looking for some movement in there, and where are they going, and what's
Oh,
happening, who's talking to who. That's my guess. I don't know for sure,
that's
but
cool.
my guess is that John Solomon's sources are good, and they're using, because that's the intelligence services obviously will do that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll use the press to kind of move people around, and I think that's
kind of
what
kick
he
the
was doing.
anthill a little bit.
Yeah,
See where
let's
they
see what's
where they
going
go.
on.
Oh my god.
Okay, Pam Bondi. Oh
Uh-huh.
my god. Hold on, I just saw it. Do you need like a break or anything? Or are you good, Carrie?
Yeah, super quick. Did you see my?
I saw something, but I can't really tell what I'm looking at.
Oh,
Oh,
that's okay.
there it is. There it is. You gotta just tell me, Carrie.
No,
It's not that kind of a show. I'm not that good at it.
I was trying to be like
can't tell what's going on.
Can we break for just a second?
We'll break. We'll be back, guys.
Okay, thanks.
And we're back. All right, Carrie. Pam Bondi.
I'm ready.
She's on the job, man. I just so we all know, you don't have to worry about Pam Bondi, our Attorney General, our great Attorney General.
I sense sarcasm.
Well, here she is, and she is Bond. Yeah. This is
50,000.
She's on
I don't know
Capitol
why
Hill.
you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now.
Let's get her question in. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
This is Pam Bondi. She's being asked why she's not prosecuting people, why there's no prosecutions of Epstein stuff. Just those kinds of things you would ask an attorney general about prosecutions and things that are in an attorney general's wheelhouse. Right?
Okay.
That's what an attorney general does.
Okay.
Unless it's Pam Bondi.
Okay.
Let's hear what she has to say.
Okay.
This is how she responds to a senator, congressman, one of them.
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
Yeah.
You're a great stock trader, as I
I'm
hear.
laughing.
The Dow is over 50,000
Raskin.
right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming.
Does she have the wrong notes in front of her?
Should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
I mean, come
it's
on.
relevant. I was going to say it's relevant to our lives, but does it have anything to do with what they asked her?
I wonder how much of an embarrassment Pam Bondi has to become after this. Trump comes out. I thought she did great up there. And what are you watching? Trump? What is going on? I mean, listen, that's her. Let's do it again. Is there anything that she's being asked questions that have to do with being an attorney general?
And she's talking about
it may be relevant to some people in some places, what the Dow Jones average is right then, but I don't know that it has anything to do with you running the DOJ, Pam. And if Raskin, who's a Democrat and probably is corrupt, probably in it up to his ears, if he is, who's the one person in the entire country who would have the authority to go after him? The Attorney General, Pam. What is going on? It's a clown show.
What is that about? What's her deal?
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over 50,000.
Oh my God.
I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about.
That's what the Attorney General should be talking. What is she?
Right? I mean, that's, Trump can talk about that stuff.
Right. There's another one here.
Scott Bessent can talk about that stuff.
There's another one here.
She's not really the source of that information that we're looking for.
This is another answer to another question somehow.
Do we know the question?
Let's see if it's here.
I love the faces behind her, by the way. Watch the faces behind her.
We didn't give her any of that. Is she just reading a paper? What?
She is. She's literally it's like she's got the wrong notes in front of her.
Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump, all of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump? You all should be apologizing. You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with it. You know, have you...
I just, what does this have to do with anything?
I don't know. What did they ask her?
I don't even know.
What is she there for? Like, what's this occasion?
Let's see, Bond. Yeah, see, there isn't even, I don't even have a good, they're just, the questions were in regard to Epstein stuff. That's what the questions were about.
Yeah. That's
And
what
that we shouldn't be paying any attention to Epstein because the Dow's at 50,000.
I know it sounds very much like a fancy way of saying nothing to see here.
I
don't get it.
What is going on with Pam Bondi? I
maybe
mean,
Pam Bondi really likes pizza? I don't know.
I'm like, what
It's
is
weird.
this? It's too much. It's too much already. Can we get rid of Pam Bondi? I mean, and have the next clown show of an attorney general that we can start, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I thought our attorney general a while back was so good. What was his name?
No, there
No.
hasn't been a good one.
There hasn't
I mean,
been a
I
good
don't know
one.
who you're talking about. He had a Senator Jeff Sessions was Trump's first one. He was a nightmare.
Okay.
Bill Barr was in there. He was a nightmare. I thought he had another one that I can't recall the name of. And then Pam Bondi's just been, I mean, they just don't do anything. I don't know. I just, it's like, okay. But because we played that, didn't we play that Todd Blanche soundbite last week where he's like,
Yes.
do you think that we're sitting on a bunch of stuff from like Epstein?
Yeah. While they were asking the question, getting to the question, he's kind of going,
Yeah.
like, he's looking all incredulous, like it's a dumb question. I'm like, this is a valid question.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're making assumptions, and that guy.
Yeah. And it
Here
just,
we go.
it
Let
was
me
just
see here.
beyond.
I feel like I would know his name.
So Trump is surging. What's he doing here? He sent the climate, they got rid of, they did some damage to the Clean Air Act and some things like that. On the deregulation end, he's making some good moves. I think that, listen, this is still a good presidency. This Epstein thing kind of feels like what happens in second terms. It kind of feels like Iran-Contra. It kind of feels like these, like Clinton and his Monica. It just kind of feels like they get into these second terms and you get these things that just kind of start to overwhelm these scandal things. For whatever reason, second terms of presidents, I mean, Obama had the same thing, Fast and Furious. It just, you get these scandals that start to kind of define a second term of a presidency.
But what about the election stuff? Because that's like,
big. And if he can,
that's
and
good.
if
That's
he's
good.
on it, which he
And
says he is.
And I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Not the past election stuff. I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. They could find smoking guns. It's not going to matter. No one's going to be like, oh my gosh, Trump, you were right. We're so sorry. Like, it's not going to happen. I'm trying to manage my expectations.
You
I'm
don't think
talking
so?
about moving forward, election integrity, voter ID. I feel like he's going to make some progress in that area in his second term.
I agree. And that would be huge. I'm not saying he's not making, I think he is making progress.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd like him to be proven right in Arizona and in Georgia, because we all know what happened. Like, we're not being stupid.
Here's Marco Rubio.
Pipes burst in the middle of counting all the time, and they cover up the windows and do their counting in private all the time.
There needs to be some justice for what happened in the 2020 election, for sure.
I do too.
And, Trump has said that he will, that they've got this new SAVE Act going through Congress, which is going to require photo ID. It's going to require states to clean up their voter rolls. Perhaps the dead are prohibited from voting.
That'd be nice.
I don't know.
They usually don't have.
The Democrats have reliably carried the dead vote for decades.
I know. They really have.
And they reliably carry the phantom votes out there that are just made up ballots. Every election.
Ghost ballots.
But Trump has said that regardless of whether the Congress passes the SAVE Act, he's going to do an executive order, and we're going to have voter ID in this next election. As soon as he does that, it's going to go into the courts, so who knows? But
I think most Americans are in favor of that.
By far, this is a 75-25 issue at most, or at least. I mean, people are, of course, you should have to have an ID to vote.
I mean, Todd, I have a question.
You have to have a photo ID to get into the Democrat National Convention.
You need a photo ID to cast your vote on the SAVE Act.
Well, I need to buy a pack of cigarettes in a Michigan.
You do. I have a question for you. Is there any country anywhere where we could just go, have a cup of coffee, set up shop, or not be visiting, or like decide to live there and just turn around one day and say, you know what? I'd like to vote in the next election. Is there any country in the world that would let us do that?
Just the great state of America, the great empire of America.
This isn't.
We're the only ones smart enough to understand what true freedom is.
This isn't even a political party issue.
It's really not. By and large, Democrats are as in favor of voter ID as Republicans. This is the one who aren't is the parties.
Not the ones at the mics and the podiums,
right.
but
the rank and file voters are.
But the people,
you're right.
Yeah, they're of course.
This is an easy one by and large for the people. Here's
So
Marco. I think he's talking about Cuba.
What's he talking about?
Cuba, the country of Cuba, where Castro was.
Why are you calling it Cuba?
Rush used to call it Cuba. I love Rush.
Was Rush from New York?
Missouri originally.
Oh, okay.
Cape Girardeau, Missouri was his hometown, I believe.
Oh, okay, so he was just being snarky.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because people in New York would pronounce it that way. It's just their accent. But I was like, oh, was he? All right.
The fundamental problem Cuba has is it has no economy. And the people who are in charge of that country, in control of that country, they don't know how to improve the everyday life of their people without giving up power over sectors that they control. They want to control everything. They don't want the people of Cuba to control anything.
That is a challenge.
So they don't know how to get themselves out of this. And to the extent that they've been offered opportunities to do it, they don't seem to be able to comprehend it or accept it in any ways. They would much rather be in charge of the country than allow it to prosper.
That is true. And that, of course, that's all command and control economies. I mean, that was the Soviet Union back in the day. It was Venezuela. It was all of them. You know what I mean?
I would say it's some Democrats today.
Oh, 100%. So
we can do it better. We'll just hand us the reins.
Exactly. This is big. Just as a little aside, this was yesterday. The HHS Doge team, Department of Government Efficiency, is still out there, and it open sourced the largest Medicaid data set in department history. This data set contains aggregated provider level claims data for a specific billing code over time. For example, using this data set, it would have been possible to easily detect the large-scale autism diagnosis fraud seen in Minnesota. So what that means is anybody out there, anybody who's curious, any of you nerds, any people who want to plug it into AI, you're going to be able to find all kinds of fraud because they just opened the thing up wide for you for the books to look at.
Oh, gotcha.
So citizen journalists, take off.
In Minnesota?
Everywhere. You're going to find it everywhere. So they just opened it up. They opened up all the data sets and knock yourself dead. You can look at it over time.
What do you mean by a data set? What does that mean? They've just opened up data.
Everything that Medicaid is paying, all of the Medicaid claims
Medicaid.
by billing code and by amount. So in other words, you could take Minnesota and you could take the last 20 years and you could say autism childhood development center billings. And you'd see them start here and go boom up to the sky. And those are the kinds of things that citizen journalists all over, because real journalists aren't going to do it, are going to be able to find. So
got it. Interesting.
Yeah, that's good. I think really good. That's more transparency. And there's nothing at all wrong with that. So this is some good news. 2 American skiers were rescued Tuesday night. After getting lost while backcountry skiing near an Olympic venue in Livigno, Italy,
Oh my
officials said.
gosh. Okay.
Crews used GPS coordinates, drones, and thermal imaging to locate the stranded men in the dark.
Ooh, love that. Thermal imaging. What a great idea.
Look
That's
at
like
that. That's your Olympics story, Carrie.
that's like Predator movie stuff, you know.
We got to get those guys on the Savannah Guthrie's mom case. They could find her. You know, I have to tell you, I don't care about it. It's true. I said that, and I appreciate everybody agreeing with me because I got so many comments in the TikTok feed. I started looking through some, and I kept seeing things about an inside job, and I didn't know. I told you I haven't cared
what
about
was
it.
that?
I don't
I
know
noticed
much.
that.
I don't know much that has been going on, but I found a thread about Savannah Guthrie on Twitter, and that was the only reason I looked at it is because I'd been seeing these things from people saying inside job, and I really had no idea what people were talking about.
Okay.
I didn't know. I said I don't care. I don't pay much attention. But then I saw this thread. I want to see if I can find it.
Okay.
And I mean, maybe I can't find it. You know how it goes with such things on here. But
It
it
would
was
be
basically that
weird.
she
What's
had
the
gotten
motive?
she took off. What did she take off? She took off of the Today Show. That's what she's on.
Yes.
And this was like over in December. She
Or
had vocal cord
Today's
surgery.
Show or who? Savannah Guthrie?
Savannah Guthrie.
Oh.
She had vocal cord surgery. I'm
Okay.
giving you the thing off the cuff because I can't find it right this
Okay.
second. Even though it's got to be right here. Let me look, guys.
Okay.
But she had vocal cord surgery, so she took like a month off, and then the ratings for the show went up while she was gone, and she started freaking out. And everybody liked it better without her there. The people working there, everything
Oh
else. I guess she's just
no.
kind of a nightmare to work for. And so she started freaking out. Like, and this became like the biggest thing. She's obsessing about ratings. She's got to get back on there. We need to do some segment on how I'm recovering, this, that, and the other thing.
Oh shoot.
And that, I think, is why people think it's an inside
That's
job.
so
That this
awful.
entire now all anybody's talking about is Savannah Guthrie,
So
and they
bad.
think that she may have killed her own mother.
It's
I guess
very
I don't know.
very reactionary.
I'm trying to
People
figure it
are
out.
crazy. People are crazy.
So that's what I'm hearing. That's all I know. I don't care, but that's what I know. I guess Savannah Guthrie killed her own mom.
Oh my gosh.
That's all we know.
So bad.
Maybe she killed Charlie Kirk too. I don't know. It'll all come out in the end. Don't worry. We'll find out one way or another.
We'll
So
find out someday. So she hasn't been found, is that correct?
No, I don't think so. She still disappeared. Supposedly they detained some people. I don't know. I don't think it's Savannah Guthrie, but I guess there is. I was asking Nikki about it. She keeps up on this stuff more than I do.
Okay.
And she said they think it's like maybe a brother-in-law or something, or I don't know. That's what the rumors are. Maybe somebody
Okay.
in the family took her out.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know why anybody would do these things. I don't.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, I have no idea. But this is what's percolating out there.
Okay.
So
Did you
just so
find
you know.
okay.
No, I didn't find it. I can't find it. It's gone. It's never
What
to be found again. The actual whatever the truth is.
what do
You know
you
what else
think
happened this
about
week? Go
tell
ahead,
me.
Carrie. Tell me.
I was
No.
just gonna ask, what do you think about Trump making an executive order for voter identification?
I think it's fine, but it's going to be held up in the courts. And I mean, Congress, we have a clear constitution. It'd
Yeah.
be really nice if Congress would do their job and legislate. That's what I
It
think.
would. Yeah.
It'd be really nice if the guy who took a bullet to the ear, we don't constantly go back to the well on and say, can you save us again?
Right.
Right? He's
Mhm.
not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
And no, that's what I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to share this popped off over this week. And again, I don't know if this was just an X thing or if this was percolating
Okay.
all over. It probably was more of an X thing, but the anti-weed people were coming out of the woodwork this week about
Oh.
how pot causes psychosis, schizophrenia,
Oh,
psychosis, all these things.
interesting. Okay. This
So
is
dangerous.
okay.
Well, anyway, I found this and I thought this was funny. I found this chart on here. And this was because I mean it was all over. It was like a full court press. So see this chart right here?
Yep.
This blue line is schizophrenia. from 1990 to 2020.
Wow.
And this yellow line right here is cannabis users. See that? In about 2000, it goes up like crazy.
Oh, wow.
You see any correlation between schizophrenia and cannabis use?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Is
I
the
don't
blue?
see it.
Wait, can you
The
make
blue
that
line
bigger?
is the schizophrenia. And it's flat, or if anything, a little bit declining over the last 35 years, from 1990. This is till 2020. So
wait,
30 years.
is the yellow line? Is
The
the
yellow
yellow
line
line
is cannabis use.
cannabis users who are schizophrenic?
No, it's just cannabis use in general.
Oh.
You can see where it was just kind of bouncing around, and then
Okay.
it skyrocketed.
Just weed smoking. Okay.
In general, people taking, it began to be legalized. This is back in 2000 when maybe your first push to get legalized was in
But the
California.
blue line is.
But the blue line is crazy. That's crazy. Crazy
Yeah.
stays nice and steady. It doesn't go up
That
at all.
strikes me as something they would have spent millions of dollars on to learn that there's no correlation between weed smoking and
But that's not what
schizophrenia.
you're getting. The messaging is anti-weed and anti-cannabis. Now, why would that be? There's a couple things floating around out there. Alcohol
Oh.
sales are in the tank. I
Are
mean, the
they?
alcohol industry
Mhm.
is in big decline worldwide, but also just within this nation. People are going dry. This new generation coming up isn't drinking like the
Yep.
old generation did, and so, but weed use is going up. So
Yeah.
there's a question of if the alcohol lobby, if a lot of this is pushed by them.
I can
So
see it. I was just saying
also
this yesterday. I said I think people are.
big
I think
pharma.
people are drinking less.
They are. Oh, it's huge. It's a big
I
difference.
think alcohol and I think coffee. I feel like this is like a
Really?
new. Yeah, because everyone's pushing this like mushroom coffee to clear the head fog, and then you don't have the caffeine, but it like makes you feel more alert and it's healthy. I
Mhm.
think the same thing's coming up with people are coming up with products to make you feel like kind of like a happy buzz but it's not alcohol.
Doesn't give you a hangover.
Exactly. I think doesn't damage your liver. I just think people are starting to want to maybe be healthier. I don't like weed. It's not my jam, but I don't think it causes. But I could see so many people enjoying it that they're not drinking instead.
Yeah. Well,
So
that I
it's
think
replacing it.
it definitely,
Yeah.
even people who still drink while they smoke, it radically, like, it decreases the amount that you drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
This is a fun little, guys, I'll try to describe it for the audio only audience, but you'll know exactly what I'm describing as
Okay.
I do. This is politicians versus average person net worth.
This
And this just happens. This is only for a few years, but then it grows. So you watch what this graph does. Oh, hold on. I got to turn that sound off.
Am I going to want to break something after this?
Now watch. Average person right now.
Okay.
In what, 4 years, we've gone from 89 to 93. Politicians' net worth has risen 79%, while the average person in that same time frame has risen 14%.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine what the lines look like. And
Yep.
here we go. Now we're into 98, 99. Politicians are doing real well.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Oh my
Go
gosh.
down. Look at, there's a huge dip in the average person. You never see a corresponding dip in politicians.
You know.
Takes us
Ooh.
all the way to 2023.
Wow.
Isn't
Look at
that
that.
something? There's something about watching it on the graph, to just watch how much contempt they actually have for you and for
Yeah.
us as a people.
I mean, they
Like,
do have all those like student loans to pay for like all their Ivy League schools they
they
went
don't
to.
even try to hide it. So in the
Wow.
end, to go from 89 to 2023, politicians' average personal net worth rose by 2,473%, and the average person's net worth was 341%, most of which was in inflation.
Yep.
So
Wow.
welcome to your government that cares for you.
Yeah, man, I tell you, it's quite a gig to go.
Carrie's
quite a-
thinking about it more and more. She's thinking about,
I really
this is
am.
the next track that maybe I should be on.
I know. Or maybe encourage my kids to be like, hey, go into politics, man. They are raking it in. Just ignore what the salary says on the paper.
It's all in the bennies.
You know, oh my gosh, Todd, I'd really like to see that on a graph. I wish if someone out there can make this, please make this for us and share it, please, on wherever you get to Todd's world. Just send this. I want to see a graph showing the salary of politicians on the graph while their net worth does this. Like, that's what I because you know what? I guarantee politicians' salaries haven't gone up over 2,000%.
Oh, no. It's not. It's all in the bennies, Carrie. You got that one down.
Yeah, I want to see.
It's all in the bennies.
I want to see an animated graph. Everyone get to it.
Okay, do you know who Steven Crowder is?
I know that name.
He's a podcaster.
Okay.
I think he was on. He was like a child star. He was voiced some like Arthur.
I was going to say, there's a show called Crowder, Louder with Crowder.
Louder with Crowder.
Yep.
Here he is. He's about a minute clip, and he's going to make, I think, a pretty decent point about what he sees going out there and going on. Let me make sure I've got the volume up. Here we go.
If they're going to vilify you as a white American, as an oppressor, and everyone else views their identity as central, their race, as central to their identity, and they want to come together as a coalition against the oppressor, white people, well, you probably better start viewing yourself as part of a group. Because they're targeting you that way. None of this is good for America, but you know what? It's incumbent upon the left to tone it down. Remember after Charlie Kirk got shot, they say, hey, let's tone down, let's bring down the temperature. You first. Because you just said that my tribe, my family, my group of people, that we're oppressors. And that we deserve to have every other group ally themselves against us. We're not dividing. You are. But we're not going to remain lone wolves and just go, I don't view race. I'm starting to more and more. Thanks, left. Appreciate it. Thanks for waking everybody up.
What do you think, Gary?
I mean, I hope that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's true. I'm not going to go start chanting.
Groups that are targeting you.
I'm not going to start chanting white power, but it's kind of like, I think opening everyone's eyes to the fact that
if you want to do the group thing, then maybe we ought to engage as a group.
Yikes.
I don't know.
Woo!
I don't know. You'd like to think that there would be other options, and that's what we have liked to think for decades, and it doesn't seem to be trending in a great direction.
But Todd,
post-Obama.
do you think people feel this way? Like, do you think masses of people feel this way? Or is it just the media message, the Democrats who want us divided, the Soros-funded protesters, and maybe a handful of other people who have just kind of been sucked in? Don't you think the majority of people, like, we hear about all of this division, but underneath it all, do you think everyone's just looking at white people saying, wow, what an oppressor, what oppressors? I just don't think that that's what they think. Am I naive? What's the deal?
So what do you think? When you say they, you mean your average, what?
Average.
Your average African-American walking through Publix when they look at you? Do they look at you and think you're the oppressor?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't.
I'm going to hope no.
You wouldn't think, but then at the same time, that does infect. There's no doubt it infects everything. There's no doubt it's worse in some areas than others, and it's not as bad in more white areas. I mean, that's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The more we oppress, the better we do.
The more peaceful it is. I mean, I just think about my interactions. I just think about my interactions with minorities, people of color, and I just don't get that vibe from people.
Well, there's no doubt that to a certain degree, it's the government, and it's to the government's benefit to try to keep us divided. And they're trying to stoke divisions. And the worst thing that could happen to these ruling elites, the worst thing that could happen to the Epstein pedophiles that are banging and eating kids, theoretically.
In that order.
The worst thing that could happen to them is for the American public to come together and demand justice from them. To look at oh, that's what has happened to politicians' net worth compared to my net worth, and have the entire body politic turn on them, turn on the rulers. That's torches and pitchforks time. That's what, and that's the end of the ruling class, and that's what they're deathly afraid of, and that's why maybe you have a Bad Bunny at a Super Bowl. It encourages division. Now, that's just one example. But it's all over the place that they're stoking divisions. That's why you
Look
got
at
Tim
you.
Balls up there.
Look at you threading it all together.
I
See?
found it.
You did it. Bravo.
But you're right. So I think you're right, and I think that may or may not matter. Because you know what I think, truthfully, I think that if you went back to the Crusader Wars, if you went back to the Ottomans and the in whatever, all the different groups fighting over all the different time periods, I think by and large you'd find the average guy on the line, they didn't necessarily have that bad of an opinion of his darker companion if they just happened to live together and farm next to each other.
Okay.
But it was the ruling classes that were making their moves, and they've always used the pawns that are the public. I mean, that's what Iraq's about. It's what Afghanistan's about. You know what I mean? It's kind of all through. Trump is turning that a little bit.
I was gonna say.
Is he turning it enough? Not enough for some people. It's not all going to be done in a Trump term. What Trump may do, what you may find that is a lasting legacy of Trump, again, I keep saying this is exposure. You may find that America's view of God, America's view of revelation, America's view of their politicians, America's view of their justice system, that all these things are changing. It probably won't be till after Trump where a lot of these where we see the effects of some of that, where some of those people are held accountable and some things happen, because it does move slow. That's just the way our system's set up. And especially when it comes to this kind of a thing that's like a public versus a ruling elite thing. But we will make some progress, and eventually that worm will turn, and then it's a question of kind of how it does it. But I think we're in the process of that.
Hopefully we've got a good attorney general by the time that ship turns a little.
The Dow is 50,000. That's what we should be talking about.
Hopefully hopefully our economy can be booming and we can actually arrest some criminals and pedophiles.
How many kids the elites eat if the Dow is at 50,000? What if we bring interest rates down? Will you ignore it then? It's
you know what?
A foot here, it's a leg here. It's not like we're doing it all the time. What?
But I didn't eat any of it. It's so awful.
I barely had any.
It's disgusting.
I had Taco Bell before I even went to the party. Oh, okay.
It's horrid.
Anyway.
So horrid.
What do you think? I think we should end on that. It's perfect.
I think so.
All right, Carrie. We muddled our way through it today.
We did.
I think we did a pretty good job. What do you think?
Yep. I think so. I didn't think we were going to talk. I was like going to say, I'm so
Carrie's
glad
leaving disturbed.
Well, I am disturbed. And I'm sorry. And I'm laughing because
we're an 18-month-old thigh.
We are laughing. What's that?
An 18-month-old thigh.
Oh, God. I mean, we're like laughing at it because it's so horrible. It's so horrible. And what we're laughing at is how it's not shaking up the entire world like it should be. Yeah, it's insane. It's like insanity.
People are waking up to it, though.
But
you're right. It is, I think, too much for most people's psyche to handle.
They
can't even go
our
there.
Sensibilities. No, not at all. I mean, you hear that and you think that just like you want to dismiss it because it's so awful. I love that person shouting in the airport, and I think, you know what? I would love it if people are just out there shouting about it everywhere.
Not all wrong.
Everyone's just going on with their lives, but
it does lead to a mob mentality. I don't know how. I don't know how Trump or the Justice Department manages this to have it.
Me neither.
Maybe they can't. Maybe sometimes you just expose things and let the chips fall where they may because you can't manage it all.
Yeah.
You know? But you hope it doesn't cost you the midterms.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they are.
Exactly.
If it costs you the midterms, you're in big trouble. They're going to go after everybody. They've already got. I had a clip somewhere, we didn't get to it today, where they're talking about. Listen, they've already got. In fact, it's that Robert Malone guy on Joe Rogan. I got it right here. It's a short clip.
Okay.
We'll end with this one, but he's talking about what would happen if the Democrats are going to take over in the midterms.
Oh,
like
boy.
they've already got their their plans hatched.
Yep.
Here you go.
And it is going to go big time if the House turns, which I think it probably will.
Oh.
I mean, there's a good chance that they've already drawn up articles of impeachment against Secretary Kennedy. They're talking about articles of impeachment against President Trump. We're about to go into another 2 years of stagnation, and
I hope not.
what do we call it? We can't call it civil war. War by other means is where we're heading right now. But at this moment, I'm seeing major movement. Kennedy is doing great stuff.
Okay. I'm more optimistic than that.
I'd like to be optimistic about
I think if Trump can clean up elections, this whole thing is a reset. And I understand what past history says happens during midterms, and I think it doesn't matter if we clean up elections. Now that's a big if, but
it's a big if, but it's
I
a valid,
believe.
it's a valid if for sure.
I think that changes the calculus if we clean up, and that should be our most important thing. I do think Trump's frustrated because I think he sees the Epstein stuff as a distraction. Maybe rightly so, but again, it's messy, and the way God works and the way God moves and in the way that he's at it, it's always kind of messy. But I think that there can be some value out of this Epstein stuff.
Yep.
There's value in seeing evil and acknowledging it for what it is, because the truth of the matter is, to some extent, probably to a bigger extent than we would like to acknowledge, it's in all of us.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But anyway.
So.
Good news this week. Some good news.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting news. It's good for conversation. That's what we're here for.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Join us for beers tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Wednesday, we drop beers, and then next week for news. And hey, send clips. Check out the clips. Support us. Send it to your friends. That's the only way that we're going to grow. And we do it for you guys. So thank you for joining us today and sticking with us till the end. And we'll be back next week.
Sounds great.
All right, Carrie. We're off.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow with beers.